home, and it's day 2. My name's Jeremy.
And I'm Joel.
And we've got some fun things ahead for you today. But before we do, I want to talk about day 1 because we had a lot of fun in day 1. We learned some cool new things, did some cool new crafts, and we got to see a lot of what you guys were working on Instagram. So thank you for tagging us. Joel, I want to know from you, man. You were here for day 1. You got to see all of it. You were even in the chat.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of day 1?
Probably my favorite part of day 1 is watching Game Time and watching the Wheel of Misfortune. Yeah. I mean, they were eating chocolate-covered insects. Like, what?
I think it was crazy. A cricket.
It was a cricket, which is an insect, but that's awesome.
I'm glad they didn't put me in that segment. I was really worried about some of the things they were going to come up with. And they did some really bad things. Joel, what do you think was the worst one? I mean, besides the cricket, man. What was the one that made you cringe the most?
Maybe the peanut butter and jelly. Putting it on Sebastian's face. I mean, I love a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I don't know how that would feel on my face.
Yep. Well, you saw for yourself, Sebastian had a hard time with it, so he needed a little bit of help. So Miss Kendra slapped it on his cheeks with a little aggression, but not too much. It was still fun. One of my favorite parts, I loved the daily challenges. So we encouraged the kids to build a fort at home, and lots of you did it. You tagged us on Instagram at Sandals Kids, and we got to see a lot of your cool things. Joel, what was your favorite fort? Like, what was the best technique you saw?
Oh man, I think if I saw on Instagram correctly, I saw somebody bring, I think, an Easy Up inside their house, and they kind of used that top part and kind of built the fort with that. It was huge, but it was awesome.
Now, here's the question. If somebody uses an Easy Up for their fort, is that cheating or is that fair?
I think that's fair and resourceful. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think that's trying hard, so good for you guys. The rest of you guys, find an Easy Up and make the fort in your house. Well, hey, we've got another daily challenge for today that we want to tell you about. And this one is really fun. I think the kids are going to be surprised by this. Your challenge today is to have a snowball fight with your family.
But Jeremy, it's like a bajillion degrees outside.
It is outside. I think yesterday where we were at, it was like 103 degrees. But we found a way to do a snowball fight even in the summer. So we've got 2 ways for you. We've got maybe the easier way where you can crumple up pieces of paper kind of like this, throw them at your brother and sister, at mom and dad, and have fun with it. Or option 2, you can make stuff that looks like snow with stuff that's probably around your house. So I want you to check your kitchen, see if you've got baking soda, and then check your bathroom for white hair conditioner. You know, the stuff you put like in your hair? Mm-hmm. Now, we gave your parents a recipe for how to make this stuff. How much baking soda, how much hair conditioner. So go check that. You can make some snowballs right from home and have fun with your family. It's gonna be cool. All right, well, Joel, I don't wanna delay this anymore. I wanna play some games. I wanna have fun with the kids. That's the real reason why they're here. So, our game today is called 5-second challenges. Now, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna give you 5 seconds to do a challenge, right? If you don't do it, well, you lost that round, but you can keep going. So we're gonna practice here. We've got a little bowl over here, and we've got stuff on the cards. We don't know what we're about to draw. So this is a surprise for me and Joel too. So Joel, I'm gonna practice on you. You get to be our first one. So you've got 5 seconds to name 5 things that grow outside.
Trees, flowers, bushes, shrubs, and herbs.
All right, I think you made it. Here's the thing that you gotta know about Joel. Joel actually went to college to study like plants and things, so it's amazing that you got this one. That is awesome. All right, guys, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give Joel one in studio, like I just did, then I'm gonna give you one right now. So wherever you're at, I've got a challenge for you. Let's find out what it is. All right. You've got 5 seconds, wherever you're at home, to name 5 things that you'd see at the beach. Ready, set, go. How do you think they're doing, Joel?
Great. Beach balls, right? Those are at the beach?
I hope so. Yeah. Hey, some of these are easy, some of these are hard. And the pressure of like only having 5 seconds causes some of us to freeze. I know it does for me. Yeah. All right, your turn, Joel. You can pick some, see what you do. You can ask me a challenge.
Mr. Jeremy, I want you to name 5 desserts.
Oh, cake, ice cream, cupcakes, cookies, and shortbread.
Shortbread?
Did I make it? Does that count?
I think.
I don't know. That was the only thing I could think of.
I typically don't eat shortbread for dessert, but hey.
Neither do I. I'm an ice cream kind of guy, and I kind of roll with that.
All right,
Okay.
friends at home, are you ready for your challenge? Oh, this is a good one. Think of 5 breakfast foods.
Ooh, I wonder how they're doing.
5 breakfast foods.
So we got cereal, pancakes, waffles.
Bacon, 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 bacon,
I think bacon can count 5 times.
It would for me.
So good, guys. All right, we got another one for you. And I'm going to give this one to Joel, but I'm going to give you guys another turn. All right, Joel, you've got 5 seconds to name 5 ice cream flavors.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, Neapolitan, coffee, ice cream.
Is that a real flavor?
I like it. It's one of my favorite flavors.
You guys, you tell us in the chat if you think his answer of coffee flavored ice cream counts. I don't know, but you tell us, right? You guys will be the judge. All right, we've got a round for you. Here we go. So wherever you're at, you've got 5 seconds to name 5 types of soda. Ready, set, go. We've got Coke,
Coke,
Pepsi,
Pepsi,
orange soda, Sprite.
hot chocolate.
That is not soda.
Oh, shoot.
I think you failed this challenge, man. But it's your turn. You get to pick one for me, and
All
then we'll
right.
do one for the kids.
Mr. Jeremy, 5 pizza toppings.
Oh, pineapple, bacon, ham, red pepper, and sausage? Can you do that?
Yeah.
I think it counts.
You could have went red. You said green, you can go red.
Oh, I should have, man.
been
I
an
don't
easy
eat as
option.
much veggies as I should. I should have picked up on that.
All right, friends at home, we got one for you. You have 5 seconds to name 5 places. 5 places.
Ooh, 5 places. Well, like
You're at a place right now, being at home.
home, church.
Home, church.
We're at church.
Camp at home.
Camp. Camp is a place you can go. California, Utah, Oregon. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just throwing out states near us. Okay, I got one for you. Maybe we'll do a round. I'll share a couple. You share a couple. And
Okay.
then that'll be our last round.
Okay.
All right. So Joel, this one's for you.
Okay.
5 seconds to name 5 Disney movies.
Oh man, Beauty and the Beast. Oh man. Moana.
Oh, dude, good try.
the pressure.
The pressure.
The fire
adds up.
is getting to me. It's getting
You
a little
guys-
hot in here.
I don't know if you can see this. This is real fire right now, and it's really hot. But we have to like sit here so we're close to it.
Yeah.
So if you see us sweating, that's why. Now, for the sake of curiosity, you only named 2, even though the timer's off.
Yes.
What are the other 3 Disney movies you would have named?
Lion King,
Okay.
Mulan,
Yep.
and Tangled.
Tangled. Ooh, that's a different one. I wasn't expecting Tangled.
Classic.
All right, guys. Kids at home, here's a challenge for you. You have 5 seconds to name 5 types of wild animals.
Wild animals.
What do you think? So like cheetahs,
Coyotes,
leopards,
grizzly bears,
lions,
tigers,
raccoons. Oh, I was supposed to say lions,
And
tigers, and
bears.
bears. Oh,
I set
man.
you up, but
I
it's
missed
okay.
it, guys. All right, it's your turn. I'm dropping the ball here.
All right. Is this one going to you, Mr. Jeremy, or is this going
First
to
one's
the-
going to me,
All
and
right.
then the kids get the very last one.
All right. Name 5 types of pets.
Oh gosh, dogs, cats, fish, hamsters, and what else do people have in their home?
Birds.
People have birds?
I'm a big bird fanatic.
you have a bird at home, Joel?
I wish I did, but birds are
Well,
a common household.
I failed that challenge. All right, we've got our last one for the kids. What do we got?
All right, get ready, kiddos at home. Oh, here we go. 5 Star Wars characters.
Ooh, you got 5 seconds.
There's a lot of movies, so there's a lot of characters.
What would you say? So,
Chewbacca,
Luke,
R2-D2,
Leia,
Darth Maul.
Han. Hey, we just came up with 6. We just did it for you. Congratulations. Well, guys, I hope you had fun with that. Maybe during the break you can play a few rounds with your friends. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 10, or actually, we're not taking a break. I
No.
just remembered we're going straight to worship right now. That
Yeah.
is very different than a break. We're gonna play 2 worship songs for you. We want you, wherever you're at, sing along to the songs, maybe bust some dance moves and follow along, and we'll see you with a cool Bible story after worship.
Upside down, inside out. I said upside down, inside out. I'm gonna show the world how to live like Jesus. When the world says only care about yourself, Jesus says love everyone else. When the world says get everything that you want, Jesus says, what I give you is enough. I wanna live in the upside down kingdom. I wanna live my life be just like Jesus. I wanna shake up this earth by living backwards. Upside down, inside out. I said upside down, inside out. I'm gonna show the world how to live like Jesus. When the world says only care about yourself, Jesus says love everyone else. When the world says get everything that you want, Jesus says what I give you is enough. I wanna live in the upside down kingdom. I wanna live my life be just like Jesus. I wanna shake up this earth by living backwards. Upside down, inside out. I said upside down, inside out. I wanna live in the upside down kingdom. I wanna live my life be just like Jesus. I'm gonna shake up this earth by living backwards. Upside down, inside out. I said upside down, inside out. I'm gonna show the world how to live like Jesus. Gonna show the world how to live like Jesus. What is impossible for people is possible with God. Is possible with God. Sometimes I think I can't do the right thing. Sometimes I think I can't be patient. Sometimes I think I might be too young, but with God I can
I've got a really cool Bible story to share with you. And in today's story, we're going to talk about a real person that we hear about in the Bible who lived many, many years ago. Now, if you were here yesterday, you got to hear a story about a guy named Joseph. And, all week long, we're talking about how we can trust God no matter what. Even when things seem out of control, even when things don't go our way, God's got this. God is in control, and God's going to take care of us. And so we learned a little bit about what that looked like in Joseph's story. Today, I want to tell you about a different person, someone named Deborah. Now, Deborah is one of my favorite characters in the Bible, and today you're going to find out why. There's a few things you should know about Deborah. The first one is this. Deborah was the very first woman to lead the nation of Israel. So right off the bat, she's a really impressive person. The second thing you should know is that Deborah was a judge. Now, at this time in Israel's history, they didn't have a king like you normally would think. Instead, they had someone called a judge. And this is the person who would lead the country of Israel. And if anything came up, if there was a dispute between two people, they would bring it to a judge like Deborah, and she would provide the final decision. And the last thing that you should know about Deborah, so she's the first woman to ever lead Israel, she's a judge, and lastly, she's a prophet. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard the word prophet before. When I was a kid, nobody really told me what that even meant. So I want to give you a definition to help you understand a cool part about Deborah. A prophet is a special messenger from God, right? So what does a regular messenger do? He takes a message and he delivers it to someone, or sometimes a large group of people. In this case, a prophet would take a very special message from God and share it with whoever it needed to go to. So that's what Deborah did. And our story today starts with one of those special messages. So if you have your Bibles, turn to Judges chapter 4, and we're going to look at this story. So in verse 6, it says this. One day, Deborah sent for Barak, son of Abinoam. Now, first thing you need to know about Barak, he is the commander of Israel's army. So he's an important guy. Now, skipping over a little bit, she said to Barak, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, commands you. Call out 10,000 warriors from the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun at Mount Tabor." In verse 7, "And I will call out Sisera, commander of the enemy army, of Jabin's army, along with his chariots and his warriors to the Kishon River, and there I will give you victory over them." Now, let's give you a little bit of context. Deborah just gave her commander of her army a special message that they were to go to war against their enemies, and God ended it by saying, "I'm going to lead you to victory." That was his promise that he made to Deborah. Now, here's what you need to know about their enemy. They were really, really mean people. In fact, we read that in Judges chapter 4 at the very beginning in verse 3. It says this, "Sisera, who was the commander of the enemy army, had 900 chariots, and he ruthlessly oppressed the Israelites for 20 years. Then the people of Israel cried out to the Lord for help." So there's a couple things there that are like a big deal. The first one is 20 years. Can you imagine being taken over by an enemy and you're being oppressed by them and treated with cruelty for 20 years? Their lives must have been so hard, and they needed God's help more than ever. The second thing you got to know there is it said he had 900 chariots. Now, I want to show you a little bit about what a chariot looks like. Here, I've set up a little battlefield that we're going to use today, and my poor horses, I left them down here. But this right here is a chariot. So you can see they would have horses up in the front, and then they'd have kind of like a wagon. It would be like a big war wagon in the back, and that's what they called a chariot. And somebody like this little army guy would sit in the chariot, and these, if you ever saw these in battle, it would be super scary. Now, it's one thing if you just see another soldier across the battlefield. That's like an even playing field. But if you see two horses and a chariot, that's scary, because how do you fight that? They go really fast. They're usually like covered in like iron, and so it's hard to even do anything to him. And the Bible tells us that the enemy army had 900 chariots. Now, how many chariots do you think the Israelites had? 0. They didn't have any. And so their army, their enemy army, was not only bigger than Israel's, but they had even scarier weapons than Israel did. And so they had a lot of reason to be concerned. But remember, God gave them a promise. He told Deborah, and Deborah told her commander, "This is what God asked us to do. Let's go into battle against our enemies, and God has promised us victory. So, you're probably wondering at this point, what was her commander's response to all of that stuff? You'd expect it was something super brave, and he would say, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. But that's not what he said. Let's read what he said in Judges chapter 4, verse 8. It says, Barak, her commander, told Deborah, I will go, but only if you go with me. Now, does that sound like a very brave commander? No, it doesn't. In fact, I think Barak was really, really scared. And that was his way of saying, well, gosh, if you go with me, maybe I'll go, but I really don't want to do this. So here's what Deborah said next. In verse 9, very well, she replied, I will go with you, but you will receive no honor in this venture, for the Lord's victory over Sisera will be at the hands of a woman. So, sure enough, Deborah went with the army. They gathered all of their men, and they went to a place called Mount Tabor. Now, at this part of the story, I want to show you a little bit about the battlefield. I hope you can see some of this. I was working on this all day. Ooh, I knocked some guys over. This is the beauty of a live recording, guys. We're all doing this in real time. Now, in this area, the Israelites set up camp in Mount Tabor over here. So you can see they're a little bit higher. I have some dirt. I actually made like some cool things out of clay last night. So I'm imagining this is like the mountain. They're at the top of it. The Bible says they're setting up camp there. Now, for those of you who know anything about battles, why do you think it would be a good thing to be on the top of a hill? I'll give you two reasons. Number one, visibility, right? If you're at the top of this hill, you can see everything around you. So if your enemy tries to sneak up on you, you can see him from a super far away distance and you won't be surprised. So that's the first good thing about a hill. The second good thing is that it kind of eliminates the scariest thing of the enemy army. Remember, these chariots. How well do you think these chariots are going to be able to take their horses and haul a heavy thing uphill? Not very well. So this is a really good position God told them to be in. And the battle is about to start. Sisera's army comes over there, and it is about to begin. And here's what happens. In Judges chapter 4, verse 14, Deborah turned to her commander and said, "Get ready. This is the day the Lord will give you victory over Sisera, for the Lord is marching ahead of you. You're not on your own." And so Barak led his 10,000 warriors down the slopes of Mount Tabor and into battle. Now, here's the thing. The enemy army is bigger, they're stronger, they have chariots, and so the only way that the good guys win this battle is if God is with them. If God is with them, they win. If God is not with them, they'll be destroyed. Let's take a break and hear a word from our sponsors. I'm just kidding. We don't have sponsors. But have you ever had like one of those things, you're watching a show and right as they tell you how it ends, they take a break? I'm going to do that right now. Now, I want to do a little experiment with you. I've got this right here. This is a cutie. How many of you guys have ever had cuties? Let us know in the chat. These are some of my favorite snacks. I love to peel them and snack on them. They're kind of like an orange and they're super sweet. This is like my go-to snack in the middle of the day. And I was just wondering, do you think a cutie can float? Tell us in the chat if you think a cutie can float. If I drop this into water right now, like would it like float at the top or would it sink to the very bottom? Now, I'm not sure because this like has a little bit of weight to it, you know? So I feel like it would drop down, but I feel like there's only one way to find out. So fortunately, I came prepared. I've got over here a thing of water. Now, when I drop this in, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to float, or do you think it's going to sink to the bottom? Let us know in the chats. Let's find out, all right? Wherever you're at, maybe give us a drum roll at home. We'll find out. Ooh. Whoa, it floats. Do you see that? So up here, we dropped it in, and even though the cutie was heavy, it stayed at the top and it floated. Now, that's good to know in case I'm like hanging out at the pool and I'm having fun. This is nice. I can actually like eat this cutie right now. So I hope this isn't making you guys too hungry right now. But I'm just gonna peel this and eat my cutie. And you know, actually, I wonder now that I'm like peeling it, do you think it would float if it didn't have the peel? Right? So I've got this right here. I peeled it off, and I don't know. Let's find out. What do you think in the chat? Do you think it's still going to float, or do you think it's going to sink to the bottom let's see right now. So I'm going to drop it in. It should float. With the peel, it floated. Oh, whoa, it did. Man, okay. So it's like kind of floating, but after a second, it like absorbs all the water and it stays at the bottom. You see this? Now, the reason I brought this out here today with you guys is because our battle today is about to talk about if God is with you, you'll win, and if God is with you, well, like bad things might happen. And just like this, if God is with you, it's like having the peel on. You're going to float. It's going to be good. If God is not with you, you might sink. God's protection is so much more than enough for us. And so I wanted to show you that before I tell you how this actually ends. Now, one thing you need to know about this battle as we get back to it is in the next chapter. So most of this is in Judges chapter 4. You actually have to skip to Judges chapter 5 to figure out how God helped her enemies. Now, I want to read to you what happened when they attacked. In Judges chapter 4, verse 15, it says, when Barak attacked, the Lord threw Sisera and all his chariots and warriors into a panic. And here's how he did it. We find this out in Judges chapter 5. God sent heavy rain over the enemy armies. So look at this. God sent a flood over here, and you can see all of this muddy water and how it destroyed the enemy armies. And these chariots, how well do you think they're going to work in mud? They're going to get stuck. They're going to be useless. Even the horses are going to have a hard time going through it. And so God showed up for the Israelites in a big way. He promised them victory, and when they needed him most, he came through. Now, today's story was about a promise that God gave his people about a battle. But there are so many more promises that we read in the Bible. And I don't know if you know this, but God has made some promises to you too. And I just want to read some of those for you because, you know, when I was a kid, I didn't realize that God would give promises directly to me. You see, when you read the Bible, that is God speaking directly to you. That's how he actually tells us what he wants us to know. In the Bible, he gives us some promises like, I will be with you. I will protect you. I will give you strength. I will give you wisdom. I will answer you when you call out to me. I will provide for you. I will comfort you. I'll give you joy. I'll forgive you. And here's the most important part. I will always love you. Those are promises that God has given to you. I don't know if you know that, but those are the promises that God has given to you. And if there's one thing we learn in our story today, it's that when God makes a promise, he keeps his promise. That's why our main thing today is that we can trust God because God keeps his promises, including all of the things I just mentioned here today. Now, guys, I want to pray for us as we close, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what's next. Let's pray. God, thank you so much for being a good God, a God who loves us, a God who takes care of us when we need you the most. I pray, God, today that you would remind these kids of all these cool promises that you've made to them. I pray, God, that you would show them how much you love them, how much you care about them, and how much you want to be their friend. So, God, I pray that everything we do today would prompt that and that kids would choose to be your friend today. We pray that in your name. Amen. Now, guys, we are going to take a 10-minute break. And when we come back, we're going to do game time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yesterday, we did a little bit of trivia, and it kind of got a little wonky. We apologize for that. We had some technical difficulties. You know, I've always wanted to say that. You know, when you're like on a live broadcast, someone says we had technical difficulties, but we really did, and I hate that I actually have to say it. But today, we fixed some of those things. We're going to have some fun together. So we're going to take a 10-minute break, go use the restroom, go grab a snack, do whatever you got to do, and we'll see you at game time.
Again, my name is Mr. Sebastian. This is day 2 of game segment. I'm so excited. I'm joined here today with my friend, Miss Sarah.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm from Sandals Church, Woodcrest. Shout out to my Woodcrest kiddos. It's good to see you guys.
I am so excited to be here with Miss Sarah today. We have some amazing trivia questions for you today, and I'm, again, so pumped for today just because if you see, we have something interesting planned out for you. But let's get into today's trivia.
I hope you guys are paying attention. Here we go.
'Cause today's trivia is all about the story we had from Campfire, just like we had day 1. So let's get the first question out. I was so surprised.
Deborah is one of my favorite stories. I love that story. So this is one of my favorite days that we're talking about today.
It
Yeah.
is. I'm waiting for that.
There you go.
Okay, first question is, how many tribes did the country of Israel have?
That's a good question. Were you
So-
paying attention this time?
I was waking up this
Oh,
time.
you were waking up this time.
It was
That's
just
good.
for, I think, the first couple questions, maybe.
Yeah.
But the choices are A, 12, B, 50, C, 1,000,000, or D, none.
I think it can't. I don't know. It can't be none.
I mean, but Israel is like one place, right?
It is one place.
So, if it's one place, like is there like places in a place? Like,
Maybe. What do
Okay.
you think?
because I know that United States have 50 places in the one place.
Yep.
So it's 50, I want to say it's 50.
It's 50? You
Maybe?
think so?
Because it's,
Drop your guys' answers in the chat. We want to
Yeah.
see what you say, okay?
we'd love to hear what you guys are saying. But it's just, I want to know if I'm wrong, so please tell me. But,
I think we should tell them what the answer is.
yeah, let's see what the answer is. It was 12.
It was 12? Oh,
Oh,
that's a
wow.
good answer. All right,
Ooh,
cool.
this is a rocky start for me.
I think that Mr. Sebastian needs to pay attention, you know.
Maybe I'll have to wake up a little bit.
A little bit.
Let's go
More
on to
coffee.
the next question.
Some more coffee.
What made the enemy army so scary? Let's see. A, their
scary.
potatoes. B, their chariots. C, their houses. Or D, their rivers.
You know, I would be scared if someone threw a potato at me. So I think
Potatoes
that,
are
I think potatoes are,
frightening.
like, I'm very scared of potatoes.
Imagine a boulder-sized potato. I cannot.
A boulder-sized?
A boulder-sized potato. Like, it's something that takes up so much
Just
space.
rolling down the hill.
down the hill.
That'd be scary.
I would be terrified. I'd be amazed to see that be turned into French fries. I love French fries. I love
French fries,
potato
guys.
chips. Oh my gosh.
I have a sister who is obsessed with potatoes.
You do.
Yes. She loves potatoes.
She's gonna be my best
She's
friend.
not afraid of them. So maybe that, I don't know. Maybe they weren't afraid of potatoes. What else is there?
There's also rivers.
Rivers?
And do you know what happens in rivers too?
What happens in rivers?
Okay, so there's a thing that we did up at camp that was a lot of fun. And there's a creek, and it was like a river, but it was really, really cold.
It was really, really
It
cold.
was really, really cold. And the thing was, it was so cold, you were shivering. Like, you were shivering in there. And it was just, we had a game, it was a name for it. I can't remember the name of it.
Can't remember the name. Do you guys remember what that's called?
If you guys do, drop it in the comments.
That's a
We'd love to
bonus
hear it.
question. That's a bonus question.
And see
Let's
what-
see what else there is.
What the answer? Oh, it was their chariots.
It was their chariots! Guys,
Huh.
those chariots coming down that hill. be
It
pretty
must have
scary.
looked frightening.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's next.
Yeah. The next question is, what promise did God make to Deborah? Okay, I think I started paying attention to this part. Okay, so it was either A, they would win, B, they get potatoes.
They would get potatoes, guys. They would get potatoes.
I like a lot
Put
of
your answers in the chat, guys. We want to see what your answer is.
Or C, they can go home, or D, they can all cry.
They can all cry? That's odd.
That is a sad thing.
I don't think that was the promise that God made to Deborah,
That they can all cry?
that they would all cry. I don't think that's it.
Maybe about the potatoes. I think God promised
Potatoes.
potatoes. God can promise potatoes to people.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Potatoes are blessings. Totally.
They're food, so they're blessings. Yes.
Yeah.
He blessed everyone with fish and bread, fish
Yeah.
and chips.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Yep.
Was it fish and chips? Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. I'd love to know. Let's see. What was the answer?
That they would win. Yep. God promised Deborah that they would win the battle. That's so awesome.
Huh? Yeah, I do remember that. It wasn't
Yeah.
potatoes. That was a different story.
Okay.
That was a
cool.
different story. Let's see what the next one is. What mountain were the Israelites on? Mount Everest, Mount Potato, Mount Tabor, or the Mariana Trench?
The Mariana Trench doesn't sound. I've
Is that
never
a
heard
mountain?
of that mountain before. Is a trench a mountain?
But could a trench look like a mountain?
Maybe.
Is it like an upside down mountain?
Ooh, good question.
I want to know. What can
Okay,
the
guys,
Mariana
put your
Trench-
answer. Put your answer in there. I
Huh.
don't know. That'd be like.
But
a,
Mount Everest sounds like it could be a place because that's a really tall
I've
mountain.
heard of Mount Everest.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But Mount Tabor, that one's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
What was the answer?
I think it was Mount Tabor. It was Mount Tabor.
Mount Tabor. Good job.
Woo! I got one right.
Yep. Good job.
I'm so happy. Was that our last question for today?
I don't know. Was it?
It wasn't.
Nope.
I guess this one is. Who was Deborah in the story? Was she
Deborah was awesome. She was really awesome.
so a prophet, a judge, a woman, or the first woman to lead Israel?
Okay, guys, you got to tell us the answer.
Okay, in this one, I know this one. All of these seem real. Like
All of these are awesome things.
They all seem like they could be it, maybe. Because I know she's a woman for sure.
For sure,
For
she's a
sure
woman.
she's a woman.
Yep.
But I know she was a leader.
She
But
was
what
a
kind
really
of
good
leader
leader.
was she? What do you think? I feel like it could be all of these because
I
all of
think
them
it
look.
could be all of these.
All of these look real to me.
Yep.
I feel like they're all real.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Yep. So if you
Whoa.
answered any of these, you were right and you were paying attention.
Yeah.
Yep. Good job, guys.
You guys got it. And I think I liked today's trivia. That really
Yeah, that was
woke
really
me
good.
up. That reminded me a little bit about the story. I really do think that was awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of you guys were paying attention because you had awesome answers in the chat. So good job there.
Yeah. MC, and we have a Bible verse for today too.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It was 1 Corinthians. God is faithful to do what he says, just as he promised Deborah, as long as she stayed faithful, that they would win.
Yep. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yep. So remember that, guys. They're going to talk about that tonight in cabin chats.
So, if you guys are able to tune in, please ask your leaders about it. But, moving on to our awesome game.
I have been wondering what these bowls are for.
It's going to be for a real interesting thing, but first, it's called Think Fast.
It's
but we
called
have
Think
friends
Fast.
in our studio.
I love when friends come and visit us in the studio. I love it
I
so
do too.
much.
We have
Yep.
2 friends coming in. Let's say hi to
Come
them.
on in, guys.
Hello.
Let's see. So, what are your guys' names? What campus are you from? And what grade are you in?
My name is Everlyn, and I'm gonna be in 3rd grade.
And what campus are you from?
I'm from Palm.
Palm campus. We got Palm in the house.
My name is Alberto, and I'm going to 7th grade this year, and I go to Palm as well.
Woo, we got
That's
Palm in the
awesome.
house today.
Yep.
I'm excited. So, okay, for this game,
What are
guys,
these for?
let's see.
There's
It's-
water in here, guys. I don't know if you can tell,
Yeah, 4
but it's
buckets
pretty
of water.
warm.
Yeah, good thing it's warm.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. It's warm.
I know.
I don't know
Well,
what we're gonna do with this.
So, I remember what it was called. Okay, so in the game, so at camp, we did this thing called polar bearing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So-
I remember.
So, I know the water's a little warm. We can't have that.
It's
Polar
not-
bearing was
Do polar bears swim in warm water?
No, let's fix that. Let's fix that with a bucket of ice. Let's
Okay,
pour
all right.
some of our ice in this to make it a little bit more real like polar bearing.
What does that mean, Sebastian? Like, why don't you explain the game? What are we gonna be doing with these ice buckets of water?
So, for this game, we are going to be having to think fast. We have 5 seconds to think of 3 things. Whatever comes up on the screen, we have 5 seconds to think of it. If we don't get it in 5 seconds or we get it wrong, we have to dunk our heads in these buckets of ice water.
Oh no. Oh
I
no.
didn't like polar bearing though.
It was fun though, and it,
It was
woke you
fun.
up. If it was 7 o'clock in the morning and you went polar bearing, it woke you up.
It will.
So,
So I guess it's good.
Are you ready? Are you ready to think fast, guys? Are you
Maybe,
guys-
yes.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna get ready. Evelyn's got her braids in.
she's
So
all ready
cute.
for this. Look, she's hovering over, she's ready to go.
Yep.
For you guys at home, if you want to participate with us, you can get a bucket just like this and get ready, splash some water on your face. Tell us in the chat if you guys can get all 5 things, or all 3 things in 5 seconds. Let us know. But let's start with the game. Who do you want to start with? Do you kids want to go first? Or do you
Yeah.
kids
Yeah,
want to go
okay.
first?
I think Evelyn is ready. I think
Evelyn's
she's
ready.
ready to go. She's excited. Okay, Evelyn.
She's ready to get that first
You're up.
question. Okay, so first thing is, name 3 insects. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4,
A grasshopper.
1.
I don't know what to say.
Oh no!
At least I got one. Okay.
You got,
Got one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
you gotta dunk your head.
Both of you. Go
Ready?
for it.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
How'd that feel?
It felt
Is it
good.
cold? It felt good? Okay,
cold,
good.
though.
It's cold?
I woke up.
You woke up?
Woke up?
Okay, good. All
That's
right.
a good thing. Now I'm
That is a
ready.
good thing.
Now I'm ready.
Alright.
I'll answer them right.
Okay.
Oh, it's our turn then.
It's our turn, Mr. Sebastian. I don't know what question are we gonna get, guys.
I would like an easy one. I don't want to wait.
Let's see.
Name 3 trees. I see trees around me. A willow tree.
Christmas tree.
4,
3,
3,
2,
1.
Deciduous.
She said it.
I got. Oh, are we doing it together?
I don't know. Are
I
we?
don't know.
It's up to the chat.
I feel like we need
Should
to
they get dumped?
Yep, we need to
maybe.
be done.
Yeah, you guys should be done.
Okay, are you ready?
Ready?
Okay.
Ready? Oh. Oh, that's cold.
Oh, Evelyn. Oh,
that's
Evelyn.
That's cold.
That was fun. We should have had some towels up here if we're gonna lose
Yeah.
this much. All right. Okay, guys, it's your turn.
Next question. All right.
Next
Your guys'
question.
All right, we got this.
Okay.
Name 3 types of sports.
Basketball, baseball, and football.
Wow.
Yes.
That was really
You got
fast
that one.
thinking,
2 seconds
guys.
spare.
Whoa.
Yep.
That was some fast thinking.
That was.
Okay.
I gotta give you props for that.
All right.
that one.
Okay, guys. Now make sure you guys are counting so Mr. Sebastian's
yeah,
not
okay.
trying to cheat.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
yeah,
There we go. Okay.
We got like 10
We gotta be
seconds.
good sports here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Name 3 dogs.
5, 4,
Fido.
3, 2,
Here-
1.
A wiener dog.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I didn't think that would be
guys
that
got it.
hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy.
Dang
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Evelyn is not holding any punches, guys. She is making sure that I get dunked in there. Are you
Yes.
making sure Sebastian gets dunked in there?
I should.
Are you
I
being
should.
nice?
I am
Okay.
being nice.
That's okay. All right.
I'm
It's
thankful
good. It's
right
good
now.
to be nice.
I'm
No,
thankful
It's
for
good to be
niceness.
nice.
Yes.
No,
I need
Evelyn's
grace.
having fun.
Positivity
She's
is
feeling
good.
very comfortable. Positivity is good. All right, guys, your turn. Your turn.
Name 3 colors.
All right, red, blue.
green.
Yeah.
That was really good.
What?
Got 3?
I mean, yep, that was 3.
Yeah,
You're
that
good.
was 3.
All right, next question. Here we go.
Name 3 constellations. Oh,
Big Dipper, Little Dipper, Orion.
What?
Yes, good job.
What even are those?
Yep.
What are constellations?
They're
stars.
Oh.
in the sky.
Well, I haven't been in school in like
Guys, my favorite
3
is the
months.
Big Dipper, and it's just perfect that there's also a little one, so then I didn't have to think of 2. So there we go.
And then if you guys remember Orion's belt, like Orion actually has a belt.
What?
Yeah.
belt?
It's
Pretty
like,
cool. Look it up, guys. Ask your parents to show you. It's pretty
if you
cool.
guys know any other things that are constellations, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are saying too.
Okay, I think
Interesting.
it's the kids' turn.
All right.
Are you ready?
Name 3 types of flowers.
Dandelion, rose, and say one.
Okay, Evelyn. All right.
All right.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Good
Oh,
job.
dunk me this time.
Yep.
These are very full.
I'm gonna
Full.
count down fast.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
3 holidays.
5.
Easter,
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
No.
That was good.
Okay.
Guys,
Okay.
Survived that one.
if it wasn't so wet, I'd be sweating right now.
All
Okay.
right.
I know,
Next
right?
one. 3 types of ice cream.
All right. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry.
Okay.
Okay.
That was good. Do you guys like
good
ice
that
cream?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really delicious.
It's really delicious, especially on a hot day like today.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. All right. I think it's our turn.
Yes. 3 Bible
Ooh,
characters.
Deborah.
Deborah.
4,
Joseph.
Jesus.
3.
Jesus. Okay. There we
Dang
go.
it.
Sorry. We just learned about
Yeah,
Deborah.
you guys are too good.
All
I
right.
think the cold water's wicking, so.
I know. Whew.
Yeah, good job.
Had my coffee.
Okay,
Cold
name
water.
3
No, I
2,
No,
1.
I do not know Disney princesses. No, I do not.
Okay, wait. I have to ask a serious question here.
Yes.
You guys are kids. Don't you guys know Disney princesses?
She's supposed to know, not me.
She's supposed to know.
She watches TV all day.
There's a few that I know. I love Disney princesses.
Like, Princess Leia is a Disney princess now, right?
I
yeah.
never would have guessed Princess Leia would be a princess that you would
Because
think
Star
of.
Wars is Disney now.
Yes, but there's
That
like
is-
Elsa and
But,
Anna.
yeah, Elsa, Anna.
My daughter loves
Cinderella.
Elsa. Yep.
Moana.
Moana.
I should.
It's okay, guys.
It's
It's
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Tell us at home if you
right.
guys can name them.
Yeah. Can you name 3 Disney princesses in 5 seconds? We want to know.
Yeah.
All right. Next question for us.
3 types of I don't
5,
eat cereal.
4,
Cinnamon Toast
3,
Crunch.
2,
Captain
1.
Crunch.
Yeah, no.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Baby. Yeah.
That water
Wow.
is cold, guys. That is, it is
is
very
cold.
cold.
Ooh, that's
All
waking me
right.
up.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Woo.
Okay.
I feel
you
like we're
guys.
losing, Sebastian.
I think so.
I think we're losing.
I think we're winning.
Are you guys keeping track?
I don't
think
know.
we're losing.
Okay, for you guys, name 3 types of games. Ready?
Adventure, action, and horror.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what you guys meant?
Yep.
Yeah,
Totally.
they're games.
Good job.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
They're
That's
video
good.
games.
Yeah, I thought you.
Yep.
I'll give you guys that
Okay.
one. Okay.
All right.
Our turn. Name 3 things to do at a park. Oh, go to the
5,
swing.
4, 3, 2,
Walk.
1. No, yeah, you got it right.
Did we get it?
Wait, do
So-
you,
Okay,
wait,
good,
do
okay.
people sleep at the park?
Wait, what?
Have you
Wait.
never taken a nap on a blanket?
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
you just
Never
lay
mind.
under
That
a
was my
tree?
favorite thing to do.
I don't know. I don't go outside.
You don't
No, I don't go outside.
If you guys go to the park, what do you guys do? Tell us. We'd love to hear you guys.
Yep. Yep.
Let's see. Okay, so your guys' turn.
All right, let's see.
Name 3 planets.
Earth, the Neptune, and Mercury. Right?
Yeah. No. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. That was really good. Okay. All right. I think we have some time for some more questions.
I think so too.
Yeah. 3 different.
Brands of water. Okay.
5,
Elite
4,
Arrowhead,
3,
Dasani.
2, 1. Yes!
I don't know,
Dump your
guys.
head.
All right.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, I got water in my ear.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you? No?
Nah.
Oh my goodness.
It was you. It was
Yeah,
you.
you just.
It was me on the back of my head. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if
Brands
you're
of
telling
water.
the truth.
I don't know that. Good thing we didn't. get
Brands
that
of
question.
water.
Arrowhead, Dasani. Those are only 2 that I know.
Target. That counts, right? I love
Yep,
Target.
I guess.
There we go.
Okay. Your guys' question is. Name 3 things that smell gross.
My brother's
cheese.
socks.
Cheese. My breath.
The-
Yeah.
I think she threw you under the bus a little bit on that one, but yeah.
That counts.
That counts.
Yeah.
It counts. It counts.
I'll give it that.
Breath and stinky socks. He threw himself under the bus.
Yes. I have to do what I gotta do.
He's in it to win it, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
He is.
All
I
right.
gotta do everything I can.
Good
Oh,
to know
wow.
that's where your head's at.
Do we have any more? Okay. For us, 3 things you eat.
5,
Cheese, crackers,
3,
and
2,
and
1.
and.
Yeah.
I eat food all the time, and I can't think of what I eat.
I literally just thought of cheese and crackers. Maybe I'm hungry. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
You're nicer on that one. Thank you.
Yes.
There we go. You're
There you
nicer
go.
on that
Something
one.
in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Like
All right.
Oreo.
Let's see. Do we have any more? Okay, you guys. 3 sandals campuses. Ready? 5.
Country fried palm and woodcrest.
Yep. You got him. You got him. There we go.
I think that was the last one we had.
All right. Well, thank you so much for polar bearing with us, guys. That was really
Yeah.
good. I think they won.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep.
Well, they definitely look a lot less soap than me.
I know. I'm pretty wet over here. Yep.
Well, let's turn around. Show them. It's all dry on the back, but soaky.
Yes, and just in the front.
Just the front.
Yep. That's good. I should have braided my hair like that. Yep. It looks cute. It still looks good.
I had so much fun playing this with you guys. If you guys did this with us, please take pictures, share, tag us on Instagram with @SandalsKids. We'd love to see if you guys made a mess like us. And it honestly was a lot of fun. If you guys were able to play and name everything and know the things we got wrong, let us know. We just had so much fun playing this.
This
Did you
was
guys have fun?
I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
I had so much fun. I learned something.
Yeah, me too.
Green
I
and
learned
gold, though.
what constellations were.
Yeah.
Cool. See, bonus. There we go. If you want to challenge someone in your family to the Polar Bear Challenge, ask your parents and see if they'll let you tag Sandals Kids on Facebook. We want to see what your questions are.
Yes. And as we wrap this up, before we close, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. But during that 5 minutes, we'd like to ask you guys to go around the house, grab a shoelace, grab a rope, grab something for our adventure chat with Mantis, because he is gonna be teaching you guys how to tie knots. And I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be having fun with that too.
Yes.
Maybe we
So-
should get them a towel.
We do.
Maybe.
We should.
We should
I
get
need
them
to. I need to dry up.
There we
So
go.
stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Bye guys, thanks for
Bye.
playing.
Joel here, and I had so much fun watching Game Time with you, but right now we're in our adventure track. And my name is Joel, and I attend the Palm Avenue campus, but since we're in our adventure track, you can call me by my adventure name, Mantis. And you might have recognized me from Backyard Biology on the Sandals Church Kids Instagram, or I used to work at camp. And I'm also joined by some friends right here. You might have seen them in the last section with Evelyn and Berto.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
And one thing that I've learned for adventure time is one of the most important things we need to do is we need to learn how to survive. And one of the most important parts of survival is learning what not to do. Did you catch that? What not to do. So we are going to be teaching you guys at home 3 different knots for you to try in different situations. And we're going to, at the end, once we learn all the knots, we are going to go back and we are going to see how these knots and how tying these ropes can help us survive. And the cool thing is about this, you might be thinking, Mantis, I don't have any rope at my house. Well, I am sure you have shoelaces.
Yep.
And if you guys haven't grabbed those shoelaces yet, literally take the ones out of your shoes and grab those, because we are going to get started right now. So the first knot I'm going to teach you guys is called the square knot. And the cool thing is if you guys can see my hands, we might have an overhead camera for you guys to see what the knots look like. And so this knot is super simple, and I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. So all of these knots have special rhymes that can help you remember. They're called mnemonic rhymes that can help you remember how to tie these knots.
Okay.
So everybody grab one shoelace, and you're gonna kind of make a U with it. So you have a U, and we are going to do right over left.
Right.
So
Over
friends, so do
left.
right over left, and then bring that right string under so that your knot looks like this.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. Just like that. And super easy, since we went right over left, we're going to do left over right
Left over right.
to do almost the exact same thing. And this is called our square knot, because if you pull this tight like this, it kind of looks like a square. Did you guys get it? Yeah. Oh yeah, those are some beautiful square knots. So friends at home, we're gonna do it one more time so that you guys can see again how to do this. And if you're thinking, Mantis, what could this knot be useful for? Well, if you ever find 2 pieces of rope and wanna tie them together, you're gonna wanna use this knot. So we're gonna do it again. So remember, the rhyme goes right over left. Perfect.
And then left over right.
And then left over right. And that's how you make a square knot tidy and tight.
Tidy and tight.
And you might be thinking, this seems very similar to a knot that I use to tie my shoes with.
It is.
But there's a big difference. So the knot that you probably tie your shoes with is called a granny knot. And so the main difference between a granny knot and a square knot is a granny knot, you tie, let's say we tie left over right, and then if we did left over right again, that is a granny knot, and that's kind of what we call a double knot. But this knot actually isn't as secure as the square knot is. So if you want to switch, the big thing you need to remember is to switch the knot. So whatever you start with, left over right or right over left,
You
you
just
just switch it. So just,
okay.
yep.
Just switch it.
And you guys can practice this knot even right now and later on all of your shoes, because if you ever have issues with your shoelaces coming untied like I sometimes do, switching to the square knot right here will help you because it's a more secure knot.
Oh, that's gonna help me.
Yep.
'Cause my shoes always go like that.
Yeah, we want to make sure those shoes are tidy and tight.
Yep.
There you
Okay,
go.
okay.
All right, so that's our square knot. So the next knot that we're going to practice is something called the clove hitch knot. And this knot is useful for tying around an object. Now, if only I had an object around. Oh!
Wait.
Evelyn's arm will work perfectly for this. So, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this knot. Okay, we're gonna put everyone's arm more in the overhead so that we can see. So, take your one shoelace again, and Berto, since you don't have an arm to practice
Yeah, I
on,
don't.
something that I was doing at home, friends, that you can try is I was using this knot on my index finger right here. So you can tie a mini clove hitch knot around your finger. But so that you guys at home can see, I'm gonna show you how to do it on Everlynn's arm. And I won't tie it too tight, Everlynn. I'm not trying to cut off your circulation here, but, all right. So friends at home, we're gonna start. We start right over left. And so it's very important, friends, as you're doing it, to not just go straight across, but to make sure you're going at a diagonal. So you go right over left, and then you bring it around your finger, your arm, or another cylindrical object. And then you go left, since now this is the left side, you go left over right to kind of make an X.
Oh, it's an X.
Yep, it's an X. And then you are going to bring it around, and you are going to go through the hole. So you see we have an X right here, and you are going to bring this string and bring it and thread it through this hole, so that when you pull it, it should look something like that. And the cool thing about this knot is when I pull on this side, it actually tightens the knot. So we're gonna try that knot one more time so our friends at home.
Oh, I did it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Berto.
Oh.
Is that too tight, Everlynn, or is your arm okay? Are you
arm is
losing
okay.
circulation? Okay,
okay.
All right, that's good.
I wanna make sure it's not too tight. All right, we're gonna do this one more time for you friends to see. So we're going to go right over left, and remember to cross it.
Okay.
So right over left. Then we're gonna bring it around and go left over right
And make an X.
to make an X.
Yep.
And then we are going to bring it through the hole, just like that, over the top. And then when you pull that, that is how you do a clove hitch knot with Joel. Oh, do you see it rhymes? Hole and Joel?
Yeah, okay,
See, and you can remember that. So remember, it's just right over left, left over right, through the hole, and that's how you do a clove hitch with Joel.
Okay.
Nice. So remember, friends, this knot is useful if you have one string and you're trying to tie around an object that's cylindrical. So you can try that around your fingers, or you could try it around maybe a roll of toilet paper or paper towels. You can try it around anything that can roll. And so that's great. So now we are going to do our third and final knot. And this knot is called the bowline.
The bowline.
Bowline knot.
Bowline.
And the cool thing about this knot, I have one actually right here, and I'll show you friends right here. So this knot allows you to make a loop like this, and it's a pretty strong loop. It won't come undone if you do the knot right. So we are gonna practice just so now that you guys can see that knot. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your shoelace again,
Okay.
and this one has more than just a rhyme. It has a little story that we're going to be telling as well. So we are going to be making a hole. So place your shoelace on the table in front of you, and you're going to make a hole like this. I'm going to move this. So you should have a little loop right here. Now, yes, just like that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Now, the cool thing is now we have to decide which one of these ends is going to be the rabbit and which one of these ends is going to be the tree. So in this story, I'm going to have this string be the rabbit and this string be the tree. I don't know why it's always rabbits around trees when we tie knots, but hey,
Yeah.
that's how it goes sometimes.
guess
But
so. I guess.
so we made our hole. And so you're gonna take your rabbit string
I got my
right
rabbit.
here, and you are going to go up and through the hole. So you're gonna go, so pretend this is a hole on the ground and the rabbit is jumping out of the hole, just like this. and he's going to go around the tree. So not this way around, he's gonna go around the tree. So under this string right here. And then, so the rabbit went around our tree. I'm holding our rabbit right now.
Okay.
And then the rabbit goes back in the hole. So just like this. And that is how you do a bowline knot with Joel.
Yeah,
Hole
I
and
did
Joel
it.
rhymes again.
Hole in Joel.
Yes, and so you should, friends at home, you should have a loop and a little bit of extra slack. But the cool thing is this hole right here is pretty sturdy. So if you ever needed to make a hole to hold on to or anything like that, this knot is really good for that. All right, we're gonna do it one more time for our friends at home. So untie those knots. Don't pull on the knot, you'll make it super tight.
Oh no, I think I did it. Uh-oh. I
I
mean,
got mine.
Did you guys get yours stuck too?
Mine
I
is
think
good.
I got
Oh,
it.
there you go. Everyone's got it. And Berto
Still
almost-
struggling.
Still struggling, but he's coming
It's-
strong.
Yep, it's going in. It's almost out.
Coming on. But he'll get his knot done, but I'm gonna show you friends at home how to do this one again. So remember, take your one shoelace, place it on the table in front of you or on the ground or the carpet, and you are going to make your hole. Remember, we gotta make the hole. So it's very simple. You can make a U and then just bring this end over here so that your two ends are facing opposite direction. So if it looks like this, that's not quite right, but if it's looking like that, that is the first step. So we made our hole. You guys have some beautiful holes on your laces.
Thank you.
And we're going to, where's Mr. Rabbit?
Right
Oh,
here.
You guys
he's
have
right
Mr.
here.
Rabbit?
Mr. Rabbit.
It kind of looks like a rabbit if you really squint and close your eyes maybe.
Yeah,
But anyways,
maybe.
our rabbit is going to go up and through the hole. Remember the hole that we just made, friends?
Okay.
And so now your rabbit should be looking at the tree because that's where he wants to go next.
Hello, tree.
It kind of looks like, if you look at your knot, it looks a little bit like a pretzel. Maybe, kind of. Yours is maybe more of a lopsided pretzel, but that's okay.
Mine looks like a bread that got cut
But
in
yeah,
half.
so it kind of looks like a pretzel. Then remember, our rabbit is going around the tree. So underneath this
okay.
string right here and around. So imagine a rabbit running around a tree.
He's like, whee!
And then now that the rabbit ran around the tree, he wants to go back in the hole
Back in the hole.
To go see mom.
to go see mom, maybe. Yeah, maybe his mom's down the
He's
hole.
like,
Go eat.
Or he wants to go eat. Maybe there's some good stuff down there. And then if you hold this is what's going to be your circle, friends. I know it can be kind of confusing if you look at it right now and be like, there's a hole right here, there's a hole right here, there's a hole right here. But this is going to be your loop, and if you put a couple fingers here and you pull,
My fingers.
you kind of maybe have to pull in all different ways. And remember, that's how you do a bowline knot with Joel.
bowline knot.
So
with
remember,
Joel.
you make a hole, rabbit goes up and through the hole,
Around
then
the
he goes around the tree,
And then
back through the hole, maybe to find his mom or some food, like you
Yep.
guys said, and then that's how you do a bowline knot
with Joel.
with Joel. Awesome, friends. So those are all the knots that I am teaching you guys. So now you might be thinking, Mantis, shoelaces are cool.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
Yep.
Get it? What's not to like?
Yep.
But how could these knots actually help me? Maybe if I was trying to survive out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
if I maybe
yeah,
got
I was
lost.
wondering that
So
just
what I'm gonna do, and friends, you can type in the chat too to answer these situations. But I'm going to give a few situations that we might find ourselves in if we were trying to survive in the wild. And I'm gonna have my friends here, but I want you guys in the chat to also answer what knot would be best in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
so
let's do that.
let's think through some situations. So let's say you're at camp at home,
Yep.
and Mantis asks you, what is the fastest knot to do? Which knot would you do? Type it in the chat.
I think
This square
this
knot.
square knot would probably be
Now, why do you think the square knot?
Because you just have to it's like tying your shoes,
Yeah,
but doing
right.
it like switching midway.
Yep.
So-
That's probably what I would say too, friends, because
Yeah.
remember, it's almost like a double knot or a granny knot, but there's just a little twist. Get it? A little twist of the strings.
Yeah.
So, but I know that's not maybe the most survivalist question, but
Maybe.
if you ever do find two pieces of rope that are maybe separated, or maybe your current rope, let's say my shoelace or my rope got cut in half and I wanted to make it into one rope again, then I could tie the square knot and do it really quick and get one single rope again.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go through another situation. This is more of a survival question. So
Okay.
let's say the three of us are walking, we're walking in the woods, just hiking, looking around, looking at nature,
Yep.
and out of nowhere, Berto falls into a hole, a 10-foot hole.
How?
And we're looking and we're like, where is Beto? Oh my gosh, he's in the hole. And Everlyn and I are thinking, how can we get Beto out of the hole? Now, friends at home, and you can type in the chat, which one of our 3 knots would you tie to save Beto from the hole? Would it be our bowline knot? Would it be our square knot? Or would it maybe be our clove hitch knot?
Clove hitch?
What do you guys
that
think?
one.
The clove hitch
Maybe.
knot? What do you think, Evelyn? We're trying to save your brother here. We need an answer.
I'm running out of air.
He's running out of air.
Maybe the last one?
The bowline knot?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I would think too, because if I take, oh, good thing we have it tied right here. If I had an actual piece of rope and it was long, like maybe 20 feet long, and I tied this knot, a bowline knot at the bottom, I could lower this down the hole, and Berto could step in this hole, hold onto the rope, and Everlyn and we could pull him out so that we could get him out of the hole. So if you did it right,
that's
we could save Berto.
Yeah,
All right,
You saved me.
we saved him, but
What? No, what
our
happened?
third situation, our third and final situation. What if, as Evelyn and I were saving Berto,
Yep.
what if as I was pulling, I scraped my arm
No.
on a branch? I know, it's scary.
Why?
What if I scraped it on a branch and it started gushing blood? And blood is getting everywhere,
That would
and
be
I'm
scary.
starting to get a little woozy because I am
no.
about to fall. Which of these knots would help me survive in this situation? Would it be our bowline knot? Oh my gosh, my arm is
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
to hurt. Would it be the square knot?
Okay.
Or the clove hitch
Come
knot?
on, I trained for this.
You trained for
I
this,
trained for
please.
this.
My arm is
It's
bleeding.
the clove hitch.
The
Because it
clove
tightens
hitch.
in like that.
Yes, that's right, friends.
I just
so,
saved your life.
you saved my life. I am forever grateful.
Thank you.
And friends, so actually out in the field, if somebody does get a cut, a lot of times if they have a bandage, which is kind of like a rope, if you tie it around the cut and really pull tight, kind of like what I was doing on Everlyn's arm, it could actually stop the bleeding. So that's the proper way to tighten a bandage.
That's
Aw.
good. Yeah.
That's awesome. So those are just 3 knots that we learned today. But let's think back to our morning campfire and the story that Mr. Jeremy told us with Deborah and the Israelites. Do you think that maybe that's our 4th situation?
Okay, let's
Do you think that one of these knots would have helped them survive that situation?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Probably not.
No.
And one of the cool things that I read online when I was learning how to tie these knots was that there's so many different type of knots because there's no one catch-all knot. And so that means we have to learn a lot of different types of knots for different situations. But friends, in our story, the courage that Deborah got from God is kind of like our catch-all knot. They were able to use the courage that they had from God to survive the battle and to really just bring the Israelites to win. So even though there's so many cool knots for you guys to do,
Yeah.
but just remember that you need that catch-all knot, which can be God's courage in your life, to kind of get us to survive every one of these situations.
Oh, okay.
So friends, it was so much fun being here with you and teaching you guys how to tie some knots. And we are so excited for you to join us tonight at 7 p.m. for cabin chats if you guys are signed up. And in the meantime, you might be thinking there's a lot of time in between now and 7 p.m. in cabin chats, you can practice these knots.
Yeah.
Now you might be thinking, Evelyn and Berto are pretty good at these knots, and you might be thinking, I'm not an expert. Well, they are kind of not experts, if you kind of catch what I'm throwing down. But, so keep practicing these knots at home. I would love for you to ask your parents to post on social media, Instagram or Facebook, and tag @SandalsKids, so that I can see all the knots that you guys are practicing, because they take time to learn. So don't give up, keep practicing those knots. And I'm so excited for you guys also to join in for our last day of camp, day 3, where we're gonna do morning campfire again. We're doing game time. We're doing a different adventure track. And I'm so excited for our final and last day of camp with you guys. But I had a lot of fun. I think Evelyn and Berto did
we
too.
had lots of fun. I
Great.
learned how to tie knots
Good.
and save people.
Then I did my job correctly.
Yes, you did. Good job.
But that's all I have for you. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, bye.